The need for independent institutions, fair elections, and political parties that uphold democratic values came under the spotlight during a panel session yesterday at the 2026 Goodluck Jonathan Democracy Dialogue, which took place in Bauchi State. Retired Justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, Justice Amina Oge, and Ghanaian politician and chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Nkeshia, stressed the need for strong, independent institutions and credible electoral processes which remain critical to sustaining Nigeria's democracy.
Like former INEC commissioner said, like Guinea, paradigm shift. Everybody, we have to shift in everything to realize, yes, the Constitution has given us power, yes, but we must operate within that power. There are limits to our power. What is within our circle, what we need to do, put your acts together wherever it is. Let the political parties be able to practice democracy internally. Let the electoral bodies do their own bit to make sure that elections are free, fair. Then let the courts, when the matter has to go to court, because there's nothing we can do. The Constitution has allowed for it. What we all need to do is to make sure we have strong institutions. No, judiciary cannot save the democracy by itself. Political parties cannot do that by themselves. All other institutions cannot. Everybody needs to be standing to do what they have to do. But each one of us in each of our little shell will have to make sure we strengthen the institution, not personalities.
But decisional independence is what earns the trust of the people. So it must be clear that the judiciary should be an institution that will restrain the exercise of power, be it political party leadership, be it election management body, or whoever is not acting according to the law, must be brought to book. And it is the role of the judiciary to do that.
And right there in Bauchi State, the 2026 Goodluck Jonathan Democracy Dialogue, a former INEC resident electoral Commissioner Mike Egini was also in attendance, and he's attributing the judiciary's failure to remain steadfast as a primary factor in the collapse of the electoral process. Mr. Egini is calling for urgent attention to the electoral management bodies in the country.
It should be noted that the first early sign of the subversion of democracy is the failure of the judiciary to stand tall and mighty in defense of democracy and the rule of law. Because the greatest contribution of the Western world to attaining democracy is the ideal of the rule of law. And that every law that governs a process must be adhered to. In my country here in Nigeria, I have said it clearly, that if democracy will die in Nigeria, it will die because of we lawyers and our colleagues in the bench, and that the remains of democracy will be put at the doorstep of judiciary in our country. Because historically, they have never stood tall and mighty in defense of democracy and the rule of law. This is very key. Saving African democracy beyond the election will require that we must pay serious attention to the EMBs we have in Africa, the election management bodies. I say this because the arrogance of political office holders is based on the fact that they can control the EMB. Once you cut the supply of the source of supply of arrogance, they will be like lily pond.